So what this startup has done is like pull those references up. They worked with a person who knows to draw places out of these scriptural references, got him to draw it.
Like a kind of concept art.
Like concept architecture of both the place as well as the idols in it, or other, like what was there in the pillars and what sort of scriptural or drawings were there in the pillars, all of the specific details, whatever they got from like different texts which were there of that, they have made that. So it's a 2D structure. Then what they did is like went and talked to people who are into like building temples and architecture and all of it, with the reference notes from the scriptural stuff. And it had like information like it has to be, in that day, it was made out of a specific type of willow, certain parts of the temple and all of it. And then they said, okay, to convert the true 2D image which the person draw into a 3D visualization, we need to be very, very specific in terms of what sort of wood is, the color of the wood, which gets...
They got that granular with
that granular level of detail. And now they have a full visualization of that old ancient site of learning, fully visualized. So something which people, even though they want to go it, they cannot still do it, is now being possible to relive and recreate and all of it. That I think is like super powerful to take the history along with us, as you rightly said, because one, history repeats itself, but then that's one side of it. But then the whole cultural narrative around it, the civilizational value attached to it, all of this gets preserved if we have these sorts of opportunities. So that I think is like extremely powerful as we see.
And it fits so perfectly in with the purpose of a public library. The idea originally being that the working classes could not afford a book. You know, and this idea of providing access to anything, to any type of resource that could help them further themselves in their life, you know, that is great. I've seen a few examples of this done. I used a VR headset that we have in the library service, and I found myself in an ancient temple in India, surrounded by monkeys. And obviously a person had been there with with I think maybe the 360-degree cam, and just sat for a while and allowed. I mean, I don't.